Hey Libras, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is going to be from March 28th through April 3rd of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Libra, still a very powerful month as we finish up March, go into April. April does have some new energies. Things are definitely shifting into a new direction. But this week is about applying a lot of the insights that have been coming to us specifically, or more recently, since last week. And that's been that a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is your 12th house. So the 12th house is about spirituality, right? So there might be a lot of insight right now about your spiritual self, your spiritual path, maybe where you can have more peace in your life, more presence, more acceptance, more faith and trust along the life process, and maybe some things to improve in your life so that you can have more of that, maybe in that practical level. Because with Virgo associated with your 12th house, it's good to really apply spirituality in a practical sort of way. So with that, the sun is in your 6th house. There's a lot of attention on your 6th house, in fact, this week. And that's where a lot of things are going to be shifting as well. So first of all, with the sun, you've got a lot of attention. You've got a lot of prana and energy you can really gain through connecting to the routine, to the health, to the diet, maybe even in the work environment this week. Perhaps you're thinking quite a bit about that, as you have been with Mercury here as well. And now your ruler Venus is going to be shifting into this area of your chart, really accentuating this part of your life. So you can actually enjoy there's a lot of transformations happening here, but you can enjoy the work or maybe the daily activities, the self-improvement, or whatever it might be with that 6th house. So it's all sort of segueing from this previous couple weeks in this month of March with a couple aspects still within that 1-degree orb. There's two in particular, Jupiter squaring up to Saturn and the South Node conjoining up to Chiron. But as you can see, those are finishing up here in March, at least within that 1 degree. So with this, it's all suggesting that this new life path shift has been for you to cultivate your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your ideals, which is this 11th house. And maybe even community and group things for some of you if you're involved with that sort of stuff. So Jupiter's retrograde here, and so you're learning a lot about this, but Saturn is right here in this T-square saying, yes, it's definitely an excellent time for you to cultivate your ideals. It's definitely a great time to cultivate groups, but it does take patience. It does take that hard work, that patient and persistent approach. And this is specifically with your values in life. Saturn's been transiting your 2nd house of your values, your sense of self-worth, your self-reliance, and where you can build things and take that part of your life seriously. Now, a lot of this you're probably reflecting on because Saturn went retro last week, so it's still a good time to re-examine these areas in the process. But it's all about that nice, slow, and steady type of growth along this new life path, which I think is excellent for you to continue to focus on and implement, involving either your ideals or group matters. Now, that South Node Chiron energy is, again, accentuating that 6th house. So with this, there's a healing taking place. And this is nothing new. This has been going on for the past couple weeks, but a healing taking place in terms of maybe some old ideas about work or your routine or daily things or about improvement that can be healed, can be transformed this week. Some things you can reflect on and go within about, especially because Venus is going over this conjunction Tuesday and Wednesday, your ruler. So you guys could be doing some healing. You guys can be doing some reflection on the past. And again, really seeing where there might be some over extremes or some imbalances relating to this area of life, whether it's your self-improvement, your work, your regiments, or your routine. And specifically with you too, where there might be some things that you can balance with yourself, right? Your goals, your self-image, your perspectives, and maybe even the deeper aspects of life too, since Venus does rule that 8th. So it's a good early part of the week for doing healing, for doing any type of transformation and releasing things that are no longer serving you. Now, Mercury is going to be squaring up to Pluto this week, so there is transformation here occurring with this area as well. But with that, Saturn's trining up to it. In fact, right at the exact same time. So you do have, I think, this early part of the week, a good support to take the productive approach to these daily activities, that stern, disciplined approach. But at the same time, Pluto in your 3rd house is saying that there's been a lot of changes with your immediate environment. This might be with your communications. It might be with your mind. You know, there's been a lot of transformation here in terms of your insights and your perspectives lately, specifically with how you communicate as well. So how you can work on the communications constructively this week, how you can work with the mind constructively, hopefully through awareness, and really have that compassion and acceptance again, which is that spiritual high octave of these very transformational planets like Pluto. And that can help, again, you integrate perhaps more balance and health in your everyday sphere, whether it's getting the health in order, the routine in order, self-improvement, work, whatever it might be. Big area for you this week. Now, Thursday, that Mercury then goes over Uranus in that 6th house of yours, so you might be feeling breaking free. And that's been something that's been already there, Uranus in the 6th, helping you see that there is freedom that can be had through the everyday activities. So listening to that, and again, taking practical action, because Mercury is all about the practical implementations of these things. And Mercury does rule your 9th and your 12th house, so it's good too this week to be patient and work on constructively adding that freedom to your more adventurous spirit of life and maybe that spiritual timeout, which is again really being actualized with this lunar eclipse in your 12th. Now there's no aspects over the weekend, but I do want to cover it. The moon is going to be in Capricorn this week, so there's going to be probably an emphasis here on either your home life or your family life over the weekend. I feel like it'll be good to cultivate your personal life, and with all these insights, I think that could be directly integrated and very supportive with too this alone time or the spiritual timeout, which is again the major shift and the major changes which are continuing for you going into April. All right, Libra, so have an excellent week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.